What's up, everybody? Matt here from Aroundsquare. And it's July 2026. I'm coming in with our product launch preview for this month. And it's going to be a big one, so get ready. I'm going to try to go fairly quickly, but man, it's a monster. We got like 6 months worth of product here, it feels like. Yeah, so we'll just dive right in. And speaking of monsters, a lot of you guys know that about 4 or 5 months ago, we had a run-in with an entity calling itself the Eightfold, and man, it was a big mess. Like they hacked into our social media, like started mucking around with our posts, tentacles everywhere on the website and whatever. It was just like, it was a fiasco. But we got in there with our internet machetes and we hacked off most of the tentacles. We kind of like put the thing back in its place, but never like quite got rid of it. Through that process, we kind of managed to get into a little bit of a dialogue with them. And long story short, we're kind of buddies right now. So the result of that is that we got some of their stuff coming into our shop. We decided to do like a little bit of a collaboration. And so yeah, we got like co-branded Octagon stuff. Who knew that those jerks could end up being like kind of chill. So first up, we've got this little beauty here. So this is, I gotta say, like, even though we're kind of buddies now, I do find their naming was a little bit cringy. So bear with me. Out of like respect for their work, we're keeping the same names, but my apologies to you at the same time. Anyways, so yeah, this is what they were calling the octobone, which obviously doesn't even make sense because cephalopods don't have bones, but whatever. So anyways, what we got here is basically like, it's a lot like our OG Slim. It's like kind of slimmer middle section, similar length, like similar hefty ends, but it's got these faceted sides. And I gotta say, like, the sandblasted finish on this turned out really good. So whatever kind of alien tech they're using to make their stuff, they're doing a pretty good job. And they worked in a little Aroundsquare word mark at one end of the bone. So yeah, these things play actually really nice. So everything's going to feel pretty familiar if you're already familiar with our knuckle bones. But yeah, it's just like the faceted 8 sides, it's like adds a little bit of extra grip there, and it's kind of cool, of course, because it doesn't roll off the desk and whatnot. So we got this in a sandblasted titanium finish, and we've also got a pretty glorious looking polished titanium one. This looks like a piece of jewelry. This turned out great, like really nice rounding through all the faceted edges and stuff. So there's no hot spots, even though it's got these kind of obvious angles. Again, the word mark at one end, and this one obviously plays a little bit grippier than the sandblasted version, but sometimes you want that depending on the kind of climate. Depending on the climate and what you're looking for, what kind of tricks you're doing. Some tricks you just want that little bit of extra grip, right? And yeah, the thinner midsection helps it to slide through the fingers nicely, even though it has that grippier finish. Okay, so we got those two. Then we've also got these beauties. So we've got a ebony version and a green sandalwood version. These play pretty much just like our wooden knuckle bones, nice and light and easy to manipulate between the fingers. The finish on them also feels really good, smooth. Okay. Oh, and I gotta say, the word mark on these too is pretty neat. The word mark almost looks like it's been milled in. So again, I don't know what kind of alien tech they're using, but that word mark is pretty crispy, right? So those two, and then not to be outdone, they've also brought in Ultim version, again with a nice word mark there at the end and a nice polished surface. So this is a stunning little unit. The facets really, like, they're pretty neat because they catch the light in a neat way. All right, so we got those 5, and then we got, again with the cringy names, we've got their MK Octas. So this is a green sandalwood version, very lightweight, much like our lightweight nanos that we launched a while back. So these are really lightweight, light on the raindrops, light to flip around, which is really nice. You can just like, they're really kind of springy feeling. You can flip them around really quickly between the fingers, but they still have enough weight on there to carry momentum for the rest of the tricks that you want to do. Okay, so that is the Octagon version in green sandalwood. It's got kind of an elongated boss there. This looks like about a 10mm titanium bead, and then faceted little beauties. Pretty cool little beads. Okay, and we've also got that same item in Altum. Okay, no word mark on these guys. I think it would just kind of clutter up the bead a little bit, but yeah, we're happy to bring them in even though they're not branded. Okay, and then also we've got a titanium version, and the I gotta say, like, the bling factor on these guys is unlike anything else that we've done, just because the flat faceted sides just catch the light, and yeah, it really looks like a gemstone kind of situation happening. These ones do have a word mark on the boss bead there. And then apart from that, they are like, again, roughly like our nano beads. I've got my own set of these that I've been playing around. And these have something like our chef special style setup. So you put it on in a double loop, cinch up the boss. So you got a little bit of a tassel there, and you've got some exposed cord there going around, but double loop, and then you can pull it off. And it's got just a good amount of exposed cord that lets you do all of your tricks with ease without the beads, or without the beads getting in the way. Okay, and then I'm going to make some space here, because coming in alongside that, we've also got a Octagon Banja, which they call the Baja, haha. But yeah, we've got the Aroundsquare word mark on the inside of the titanium version. So that turned out pretty slick. And again, the really nice rounding on these, even though they're angular, there's no hot spots, and they feel good on the thumb. Okay, and the Ultim version does not have a word mark on the inside, but it still looks pretty dope. And I don't know what they've done, but they've somehow managed to get the inside kind of polished, so it has more transparency. It's still a little bit cloudy. I can say it's actually a little bit better than what we had been able to do when we did our Ultim Banjas in the past. They've somehow gotten in there with their polishing tools and alien teched it pretty transparent. All right, so we got the badges there. And then up next, we've got what they're calling the Kraken Begleri. And these are, I think, the same kind of boss bead that's on the titanium Octas set there, but just two of them. So this is actually like a pretty heavy set, similar to our titanium Titans, I'd say. And these are word marked on one side. Okay, I do have a set of these guys strung up. They I think they're going to come on 550 paracord, but they also work good on this Kevlar cord. And I need to talk about this Kevlar cord in a second as well. But yeah, these are again like pretty nice bling for a set of Begleri. They play kind of slow and heavy. If you like that sort of thing, as we often say, it's like pretty good for beginners to start with a little bit heavier set, because they have more feedback on the string, and they just play a little bit slower. So it gives you a little bit more time to kind of maneuver your fingers around for the tricks and so on, right? Yeah, the clack on these is really nice. They're just a very nice solid set. And if you're into a lighter weight Begleri, we have what they call the Kraken Ghosts, which are these like ghosty little things. I imagine like the little Pac-Man ghosts from back in the day, hollow at the bottom there. So these ones are very light, clacky. They're a little bit like the Auroras that we did with Glider a couple of years ago, in that they're kind of this longer shape and hollowed out nicely. They're lighter weight than the Auroras, and I think they have a similar weight distribution, but they're just like lighter, and so they play faster. Yeah. So if you like those kind of long, skinny beads, these might be a good one for you. They're nice because they let you kind of manipulate from the bead rather than relying on the shelf and the string so much. Okay. So these are the Kraken Ghosts. Titanium, grade 5. All right. And then we've got the Kraken Lights. So these are, again, the same materials, Altum and green sandalwood, same like what we got for the Octas. And we've also got an ebony set here as well. So these are pretty slick, probably most similar to the large mangas in our product range. The Altum version here, and green sandalwood. So these play light, but because it's a longer bead, they carry momentum pretty good because it kind of throws weight out a little bit further. And again, lots of control from the bead itself. So yeah, green sandalwood. So we got a lot of Octagon goodness here, guys. So that's pretty much a whole product launch right there, but we're just getting started. One thing that people were actually already asking me about, of all people, back when those pesky guys were taking over our website, they were asking about this Kevlar cord that they've got, because it's a kind of a greenish hue. That's something that we've never been able to find or sell. But yeah, sure enough, they had somehow managed to create in their alien labs a green Kevlar cord. Totally copied our specs, which I'm still not thrilled about, but it's 2mm high density Kevlar cord. And we're going to have this on our website as well in that like 2 meter, 5 meter, and 10 meter lengths. Okay. So very, very nice cord. I can say it feels good on all the products that I've been trying. And they've also managed to find, they call this orange, which I think that might be we can chalk it up to a cultural difference. It's definitely looks red in my opinion, but it's a much lighter red than the red Kevlar that we've sold in the past. I guess like if you tilt your head a little bit and squint just right in the right kind of light, it might look a little bit orange, but definitely a lighter color than the red Kevlar that we sold in the past. So we're going to have also this stuff in the product launch for you. Again, 2 meter, 5 meter, and 10 meter lengths in both of these guys. All right. So yeah, that's a heck of a pile there. I guess all the pain that we went through and angst when the eightfold was first bugging us might finally be worth something. So anyways, happy to share this guy with you guys. And we got the branding on as many of these things as we could get them onto for you. Sweet. All right, let's move on. Okay, so now that we got that stuff out of the way, let's move on. I'm excited to talk about some other stuff that's kind of more like on our home turf, so to speak. So first up is this beautiful little unit right here, which is, of course, our original Guru bead, but it's done up in Damascus steel. So since we first launched the Gurus, people were already like basically immediately asking us about exotics, and we may do other exotic materials in the future, but we figured this would be a great one to start with just because it's like visually striking and nice heavy weight and just kind of like it works with any other material. So if you're looking for a slick Guru setup for your mala needs, we got you. Okay. Yeah. So we might have others in the future, but for now, just the Damascus steel. Okay. And since we're talking about malas, we got a bunch of good stuff for you this month in that lane as well. So let's talk about these guys. So a couple months ago, we launched our 20mm titanium beads, and they sold out, and we've had to restock them. We've got more on order, so they should be restocking like fairly soon. But in the meantime, we've like gotten totally distracted with these brand new natural materials, tagunat and yak horn. Okay, so that's what we're holding right here with the 20mm round titanium gurus. Okay, so these two sets are like kind of special. Like I don't know, there's just something about these ginormous beads that makes me almost giddy to handle them. They're like, and they're lightweight. They both have like a really nice feel to them as well. It's you know, if you've handled these materials before, they're both like kind of waxy feeling, especially the tagua nut, and the yak horn is a little bit kind of crisper feeling, but they definitely don't feel like plastics at all. They're really a neat thing in the hand. They're big on the wrist, very big. So if you're planning on wearing them, it is a bit of a statement, especially if you stack them up and you make a whole sleeve for yourself. But yeah, they have just such a nice feel and little bits of like color variation and stuff. You'll notice that these are not all like cloud white. Like some of them are a little bit kind of beige or a little bit yellowish. And if you look closely, the yak horn beads there's a little bit of color variation in them as well. I'll show you here on these guys. Some of them, this is a set of Begleri that we've done with the same beads. And you can see that these almost look like a acrylic swirl, these two. But yeah, they're all from the same batch, and it's just the natural variations in the materials. So we're going to have these guys available in both materials. And again, like I mentioned in last month's product launch video, be prepared for a little bit of sticker shock. These materials are, in a lot of cases, more expensive than titanium to produce. And that just, you know, it's a different market for the natural materials than machine metals. And so the whole supply chain is just like that. So we've decided not to try and like crunch our prices into like any preconceived notions. And we're just pricing them with what we need to price them in order to like make it a sustainable product for us. All right. So we've got the tagua nut set and the yak horn set right here. And then to go along with each of those, we've got sets of Begleri matching. So these 20 millimeter beads, if I'm not mistaken, I think the original Wukongs that we made were 20 millimeter spherical beads. So these feel pretty familiar. Like as soon as I picked them up, just that bigger size and the lighter weight of these compared to the honkin' big titanium ones that we had done in the past. So these ones, you can see they're just like they're light, flippy, very clacky. The large round beads are just so fun to do that crack, crack, crack with, right? And I gotta say, I've been playing these a lot. The material does seem to hold up to abuse. Like I've dropped them on concrete and stuff, and no issues. Now it is a natural material, so be forewarned. It's not as durable as metal, probably not as resilient as something like Delrin. But yeah, for like standard play, standard use, and just like that satisfying clack, I think they're going to give you good mileage. And same thing with the yak horn. These ones are a little bit lighter, but you can still get that same satisfying clack out of them. Okay. So again, yak horn and tagua nut. So these are actually products that we're going to be putting into our inventory. This is my own set, made this from our sample beads. And I strung this one up for myself using that kind of turquoise colored 3 millimeter integral silk cord. And I really like this. I've been wearing this a lot and carrying it around the house, throw it on the wrist when I go out. It's big, but I don't know, like something about the white color, especially in the summer. I'm just really enjoying that. Anyways, yeah, and it's just like, they're very satisfying to hold. Often when I'm going out, I feel like I don't even need anything else in my pocket. I can just like rummage around these beads, and if I want to keep my hands busy, I can just like start cycling through them, right? Okay, so we're going to slide these guys out of the way now. Going to run out of space in my frame here with all of the new stuff coming up. Okay, next up, I've been teasing this guy a little bit. This is a set of Podushka Chetki in Purple Heart. Now, I don't think we've ever done Purple Heart Podushkas before, but they are, of course, the bigger, chunkier bead shape that we've got. So it works really nice with lightweight materials like wood, and just being the bigger beads that are thicker, and that makes them a little bit more durable. So I think going forward, the Podushka design is probably going to be the design that I keep for woods and other natural materials. It's just a design that I think it works really well with those materials and kind of holds up under pressure, so to speak, because you've just got the thicker wall around all of those little bores, right? Compared to something like our Remishoks, where the beads have just that thinner bore. When we did the wooden Remishoks, we didn't hear from very many customers that ever broke a bead on those, but I knew it was always kind of there as a possibility because it's like small, thin-walled beads and material that can get kind of brittle. So I feel good about doing the Podushkas in wood, and starting off with Purple Heart. We're going to be doing other woods in the coming months. So if Purple Heart's not your thing, you can stay tuned. I think we've got Zebrano coming up, and maybe even cedar in the Podushka design. But I can say the weight and the feel, like the kind of rich grain and kind of texture of Purple Heart is really nice. I've really been enjoying flipping them. So this is not my own set. This is my own set here. But I've been carrying this a ton, and you can see how the color starts to change a little bit. I don't know if you'll see it much in the video, but this set is mine here on the right, and it's just like, it starts to absorb the oils from your hand, and just darkens over time. Okay, next up, we've got more MK Ultras for you. So I'm going to bring out these beauties. So I've been, I keep talking about like streamlining our product range, but then I keep finding new things that I want to do, new things I want to try. And so I'm not doing very good with trimming down the number of variants in our product range, but I know you guys will be patient with me because you guys are probably as bad as me for like, wanting to check out the new stuff all the time. So these are 2 different materials, 3 different variants here. So these are acrylic swirls again, and this is the 10 millimeter Milos shape. We've got a really cool blue. It's kind of like a little bit like Mediterranean looking blue. I really love this. It's got like kind of greenish tint to it, I guess. Very fresh looking. Then we've got these ones that are more like turquoise. This almost looks like the turquoise rock, like the semi-precious stone. But these are, again, acrylic. And then this one, which my brain didn't know what to do with this when I saw it in the pictures, but I was like, this is like weird and cool enough that we have to have it. And I'm so glad we got it. It's got like, it ranges from like almost black to bright, like, I guess like a lemony yellow through all the greens in between. So it's a really cool, interesting material. And it's, I guess, kind of like mossy, got some matcha tones in there as well. And yeah, just like a really neat, interesting color that I haven't seen before in acrylic. So we had to have it. So this is like a limited run. When I talk about what's going to be in our kind of permanent catalog, that's like stuff that I'm committed to restocking. These are not going to be things that I'm committed to restocking. And that's like primarily with the acrylics. It's because we just, we have trouble getting the same colors in between batches. So once they're gone, even if we hit up the same supplier, they usually can't get us a material that looks exactly the same because they're always changing it up as well, which is like kind of frustrating, but it also makes it kind of fun because then each one is kind of more unique and a little bit more precious because of it. So if you're into any of these 3 colors, get them while you can. And if you're not so into the acrylic, but you like the 10 millimeter Milos, we've never done these before, but these are sheep horn. So I think we did the 12 millimeter Milos in sheep horn in the past. But this month we've got the 10 millimeter Milos for the first time. And the 10 millimeter size is just one that I've always really liked. It's good with all of the materials. You can go with a heavier material like the titanium, metal, and it still plays well at this size. or the lighter weight materials are, you get enough beads where it's sufficient weight for flipping around and doing all your tricks. Okay. But yeah, 10 millimeter sheep horn Milos. And these are all obviously in the chef's special kind of arrangement. So like what I was showing with the MK Octas, they're designed to be worn in a double loop around the wrist, and then you cinch it up. And you do still have the exposed cord on there, so you don't get 2 full wraps worth of coverage, but it looks pretty good. And you can just slide it back down, slip it back off the wrist, and you're ready to go. Or for me, I often just carry them in my pocket like this with the tassel hanging out. Take them out and you're straight into your raindrops, right? I feel like one of those like tactical knife guys that pulls it out and the knife deploys. I grab my beads, and I'm ready to go. All right, so that is this month's offering for 10 millimeter Milos MK Ultras. Okay, running out of space here, guys, but we still have a little ways left to go on the product launch. Cram them into the view there. All right, a few things left. Man, actually quite a bit left. So next thing up is going to be this funky set here. So this is like Minecraft MK Ultras, right? I decided a long time ago that I wanted to do some square beads just to see what they would be like as accents and as like standalone sets. So I've been enjoying kind of playing with different setups, like mixing the cubes into round beads and other setups to sort of like just experiment with different things to consider different kind of configurations for future product releases. But in the meantime, I strung up a full set of the cubed beads and I absolutely love it. This is just so like absurd, right? So they look pretty slick down like that. And when I'm taking photos and stuff, just so you guys can kind of see behind the scenes there, I usually throw like a banjo or something in there, and then you pull it tight and you get like a nice splay of the beads with even angles and so on. But the real question people are probably wondering about is like, how do they feel? So I can say they're definitely, you feel points because they're cubes, but they're really nicely rounded. So if you're doing bead counting and stuff, it's like surprisingly comfortable. And the beads just kind of adapt to your grip, right? The bore is enough so that they move freely on the cord, and they can just kind of change the angle so that there's always a flat edge sitting against your skin rather than a point. And on the wrist, they do the same thing. So here's how they look on the wrist. And you can see they just splay out, right? Like you never end up with like a hot spot like poking into your wrist bone because the beads just naturally adapt, right? Okay. So this is a very funky set. I haven't seen anybody else ever sell a set like this, but I'm really happy we made them, and it's one of these things that I think just deserves to be out there in the world. So yeah, they may not be your thing, and that's cool if they're not, but if you're at all interested, we got you. And I'm so happy that we decided to do these. And of course, this is the our cube-shaped guru bead that showed up on, I think it was a chef special a little while back. So we got these all in grade 5 titanium. No other materials at this moment, but we may do in the future. And there you have it. Another set of Mala for this month's product launch. And guys, we're not there yet. There's like so many things that could be the headliner this month. Next up is this beautiful thing here. So last year, it was actually, I think 11 months ago, I think it was last August, that we first launched our Picador Bolero, which was our take on the Latin American Bolero skill toy, which is like a cup and spike, Kendama-esque, definitely in that same family of skill toys. Here's a Mexican version that I picked up a while back when I was doing my own kind of product research. And here is a little tourist version that I picked up when I was living in Guatemala in 1998. It was my first year of working after university. I was teaching down there, and picked up this little guy in Mercado Central. And yeah, the old dudes in the market were showing me how to just like yank spike it I had it tuned up pretty good for a while where I could do like multiple yanks, but I have trouble even pulling one right now. So this is just something that's been in my mind and like in my consciousness for like multiple decades now at this point. And honestly, like for many years, like at least 5 years before I finally pulled the trigger and did this, the Picador Bolero last year, for like 5 years before that, I had the line on the top of my to-do list was like design modern minimal version of Bolero skill toy. And so it took me a long time to sort of like fully cook an idea that I thought would be like different and interesting enough to put out into the world. And that original design came out last year and looked like this. So it's very, very similar. What we've done this year to change it up for our V2 is we've just changed the base a little bit. So the Ken portion, as you will, is wider now, has a little bit more exaggerated curvature. Still matches the cylindrical shape of the barrel, but it's just everything is sized up a little bit, deeper dish for easier catches and a little bit like sharper edges, but still plenty durable. Okay, so that's just the enhanced shape for the V2, and we've got it this year in beechwood again, Zebrano again. And instead of doing ebony, we went with Purple Heart this year. Reason for that, it's heavier, sort of similar to the ebony, so it plays a little bit slower and more control, but it's grainier, it's less slick, and also we just like wanted to do something a little bit different, right? All right, so my phone died there when I was in the middle of goofing off with my V2 Picadors. But anyways, I think I better finish this video up and let you guys all get on to whatever you need to get onto in your life. These are the 3 V2 Picadors for you. This is the lineup. And yeah, just I think you guys are going to love it. If you do, the tricks are beyond me, but if you do like juggles and stuff, these are way better weight matched than the original. And just these big long faces, nice and wide, gives you way more real estate to land stalls on and stuff. So I don't know. I've been playing with them forever. Got the first prototype actually honestly like last fall, so I've been playing with them for ages, and I think it's a big step up. I hope you guys are going to love them. Okay, so we got these guys. I can't remember if we have any inventory left of the V1s, but if we do, we'll put that on like kind of a deep sale to make space for the V2 as well. All right, so then I think we got 3 things left, and I think I'm gonna save the one that I'm the most excited about for the last. So not to say I'm not excited about these, but you've seen them all already. This is the new cap that we've got. This was an unknown product last month. So if you knew the password, which was a very secret password, if you knew the password, you could have got in on this. They're going to be available just in the regular shop right now. 100% cotton, got the nice kind of adjustable back. I don't like to have like plastic on stuff if I can avoid it. We try to go with the natural materials on our soft goods as much as possible. So we got like the metal hardware and 100% cotton, and just like an unstructured cap, which is great. I've always done the snapbacks when I've done Aroundsquare hats in the past, with the exception of some dad hats that we did back in the day that I low-key still kind of regret. But I realized when I'm traveling, snapbacks kind of suck because if you have them in a carry-on, like you've got nowhere to put it, right? You have to crunch it down, and if it's structured at the front, you get these like creases and stuff. So I've switched over to just wearing these like unstructured caps myself. I'll spare you the close-up shot of my current one that I use for all of my rowing and running, because it's pretty grimy. But these things, like I don't know, I kind of like the aged look anyways, and yeah, go to it. Okay, I gotta say a little shout out to our pal Will, one of our team members here at Aroundsquare. He did the artwork. So this is of course the artwork that we used for Cut Contra. It's got the fist in the air with the Begleri draped. Pretty sick little logo, and it's nice to have that kind of talent in-house here. Yeah, props to Will. All right, and then next up in the soft goods line is another thing that was also a unknown product a couple months ago, I think. So these are the Invisible College tees, and they're done up on, what is it, Gildan? I think it's Gildan Soft Style. So I think this is the same blanks that we've used in the past for our other Aroundsquare shirts. But yeah, just like got the alma mater vibes. Figured like, since long before I actually had the invisiblecollege.com domain, I had the idea for a range of college merch. So this is the first installment. Got the athletic gray for you. All right. So I guess we're kind of on the home stretch now. So I'll just throw these here, even though they kind of crowd the pile a little bit. And yeah, the stuff I'm most excited about is the next edition for our Kromentum collaboration. These are what Ruben called the Lattice Spheres, I believe. If you have one of our skeleton, I don't have one here, but the skeletonized knuckle bones that we did a while back, these are actually a really nice match. Obviously, the skeleton bones were inspired by these Lattice Spheres. So we've got these for you in titanium and stainless steel again. I gotta say that apart from exotic materials like mokutai and whatever, these are the most expensive beads that we've ever manufactured. They're more expensive than the other Kromentum designs, just because they're a little bit more complex and a little bit bigger. So you can imagine the printing of these requires a lot of like supports and a lot of like finishing work to get them looking nice by the end. So they're what they do is they first of all do them, then they polish them, and then they sandblast them. So it makes everything nice and smooth. I had this set with me when we were over in China this spring, and I played them a ton. Again, like I was mentioning with the natural materials ones, these ones are a little bit bigger than the Wukongs, but definitely like Wukong vibes. They're like a skeletonized Wukong version almost, and they've got the recessed bore so that you can hide the cord inside. Of course, strung up on 550. So this is the set that I've been playing. These are what they look like fresh. So you can see how the sandblasted finish darkens over time, which I've always loved about the blasted finish. So we've got the stainless steel version and the titanium version. They look almost identical out of the box, but you can definitely feel the weight. So this one is the stainless steel in this hand and the tie in this hand. But yeah, they're both light enough that they are in the sweet spot. I don't have the exact numbers for you, but they are a treat to play for sure. Kind of like a wiffle ball action. Like they're big, but they're light. They're kind of slow, but they still carry momentum, and they're soft impact. You can still get this dull clack from them, which is it's a little bit muted, which is cool. But again, with the big round beads, it's just so easy to get that impact, and so it's pretty addictive to just like get that clack going. Okay, all right. So that is the Lattice Spheres from Kromentum, and we're super excited to be able to offer them to you. And we've been talking for ages about restocking the original K-Pod chimes. Those are finally in. If you missed out on the cages last month, we've got more on order, so I guess they'll probably be a month behind. But yeah, the K-Pod chimes, we're bringing them back, and we decided for this time around, rather than just doing them in the sandblasted finish, we would intro the polished version as well. So as I said, when they're finishing them, they polish them for us, and then they sandblast them just to get rid of any like bumps and grooves and stuff. And so this is what they look straight polished, and they're just gorgeous. I actually don't know why we didn't do this from the get-go, but I think we'll just kind of keep this pattern where we launch them in the sandblast, and then if we restock them, we'll probably do a polished version. So we're getting some polished cages done, and then these ones we'll probably end up doing a polished version if these ones sell out as well. These ones I should mention, I mentioned they're pretty expensive to produce. They are going to have a higher price point than the other Kromentum beads that we're selling as well, just because we got to carry that through. Otherwise, like it's just not it's not viable for us. All right, but yeah, these beauties, stainless steel again and titanium. I don't have my set handy, but these ones have that really pretty chiming sound when you clank them together, rather than the usual solid clack, almost like a tuning fork kind of situation. All right, beautiful beads. Again, like so happy to have these in our range, and I hope you guys get in on them. Okay. So guys, that's it, and it's a heck of a lot. I'm not inclined to apologize for how much awesome stuff we've got because I'm so excited about it, and I hope that you guys can just kind of flip into triage mode and like don't break the bank, don't remortgage your house or whatever, don't miss a car payment, don't make your children survive eating KD for the next month. You set your priorities, but I hope you find something in here that you're interested in. The prices at product launch are always as good as we can do for you. So there's going to be like some pretty nice discounts compared to what will ultimately be the regular price for these things. So it's a great opportunity to get in. We aren't running any big like discount sales like we did the past couple of months, like clearance type stuff. We're not doing that this month on account of we've already done Luxacs this month, and this is such a huge launch already. I don't want to put stress on the community like that. But anyways, yeah. I'm super excited. I'm happy to have all of the Octagon stuff in for you. I'm super pumped about these beauties, the cube beads. Man, it's just like so much fun stuff, and some reliable kind of re-ups as well on stuff that you guys are already familiar with. So yeah, enjoy. Hit me up in the comments if you've got any questions, or like find me elsewhere on social media, and I'll do my best to get back to you. All right, much love everybody, and we'll see you soon.